when we think about innovation, we really think about it in two different ways. And one is something called sustaining innovation, and another is something called disruptive innovation. And sustaining innovation is something that you have to do to play in an existing market. If you're not doing it, you're going to die as a company. So sustaining innovation is something that we do and do routine as a matter of routine. Things like automating the process, having workflows, turning the performance management process from a once-a-year event into an ongoing, continuous dialogue between management and employees. Those sorts of things all contribute to, or all related to, sustaining innovation. It's taking the old paper-based system or the older performance management systems, which viewed it as a one-time event where a manager sits down with an employee and tells them how they did for the past year, and turning it into something that's ongoing, continuous. There's a dialogue. Related to that is also expanding performance management into the value network. It's not just about the employee in the context of a company, it's the employee in the context of the entire value network that goes into creating products and services. So, no company is an island. Every company is depending on vendors, they're depending on service providers, they're all distributors, manufacturers, design firms. Take a large global manufacturing company, for example. They don't do everything themselves. They're completely dependent on and rely on this value network. Well, we see, as a sustaining kind of innovation, we see performance management as extending out to that. So our product has those sorts of features that allow you, for example, to solicit vendors for input on how your individual employees are doing and how they're contributing to the creation of value in the value network. So those are all sustaining kind of things. If you look at in the competitive landscape and you look at our competitors, they're doing those sorts of things too. Are we all doing it the same way? No. We think our product is a cleaner, simpler, easier to use product that achieves those goals, but those are things that you have to do in order to stay ahead of the market. That's the existing market. Disruptive innovation is market creating. It's creating new markets. It's creating new niches within markets. It's also expanding value networks, creating new value networks. That's the sort of thing that can really take a company from where it is off into the stratosphere. And there are several things that we're doing on that front that really set us aside from everyone else. And that is a key part of our overall strategy, is to be disruptive and to create new markets and new market niches. And one of the things that we do that's that puts us well above and beyond our competition is around career self-management. And that's it's a innovative idea, and it's really born from the history of TalentGuard, going back to its very earliest roots as a career management company, helping individuals build and develop their own careers. We see that is one of the keys to success when it comes to retention. So the business driver behind that is retention, and the innovation that we have is something called career pathing, but really it's career self-management. So our tool, our product, has creates a visualization or a visual map of and a development plan for the employee that the employee can completely self-manage. It's no longer a situation where the manager sits down and lectures and the employee says, "Well, gee, boss, I'm a entry-level programmer, but I really want your job as a CTO. Well, how do I do that?" "Well, hey kid, you got to sit down and work hard and read lots of books and do your time, and eventually you'll get there if you work hard." Well, yeah, maybe, but that's not really much of a career path, and it's not really much of a plan, and it's not actionable at all. And it really demotivates an employee. We want our employees or any employee using our products to be able to sit down and say, "Hey, I don't know, I have to talk to the CTO. I'm an individual, brand new programmer. What does it take for me to be the CTO?" Well, I go into the TalentGuard system, I essentially type that question in, and we'll present a visual map of how you get there. Each step, how long it's going to take, what skills you need, what experience you need, and then what's also very unique about our product is it will compare it against where you are right now and tell you what gaps you have, things that maybe you're already, say there are 5 things that you need to move to the next step. Maybe you're already good at 3 of them. We'll tell you, well, you've already achieved 3 of the 5. Here are the 2 things you need to work at. And oh, by the way, here is how you get there. These are the learning resources you need. These are the development tools that you need. These are the things that you need in order to advance to that next level. Now when you go in and talk to your manager, the CTO, you can say, hey, someday I'd like to be the CTO, but I realize I've got 5 steps to get there. And the first step is going to be going from programmer 1 to programmer 2. And I can see that based on my analysis using TalentGuard's career pathing tool, I need 6 more months at a minimum in this job, and I need to take this training course, and I need this kind of experience. Can you help me get that? So it completely changes the conversation. It's empowering the employee, and it's one of the keys, we believe, to retention. That's one of the things that we're doing that we see as disruptive. We're changing the game, so to speak, and moving it from a management problem to giving the employee the power to transform their own career. I need 6 more months at a minimum in this job, and I need to take this training course, and I need this kind of experience. Can you help me get that? So it completely changes the conversation. It's empowering the employee, and it's one of the keys, we believe, to retention. That's one of the things that we're doing that we see as disruptive. We're changing the game, so to speak, and moving it from a management problem to giving the employee the power to transform their own career. That is one huge thing that we're. Sorry, I'm gonna peek over here now. The other, I'll look back in a second. I'm assuming you're going to cut this. Okay, so another thing that we're doing that we believe is disruptive is we're using predictive analytics to help CEOs and executives at companies, small and large, figure out exactly what they need in order to grow their business in terms of talent, what they have and what they need in order to grow it, to really address 2 things. One is growth, obviously, but the other one is just business continuity. Again, with the economy the way it has been, companies have been overburdening their employees, and a lot of the top employees are ready to move on to something new. They feel like they've been underpaid, they've been asked to do too much, no one's listening. As soon as those opportunities up, those companies are going to open up, those employees are going to leave. And it's a big concern to corporate CEOs, small and large. With our predictive analytics built into our product, our CEOs and top level executives can look at their organization and see, where are the gaps, where are we missing talent that we need in order to achieve our growth plans over the next 5 or 10 years. Who's a flight risk? Who in our employee pool is likely to leave? And then from there, I can identify which ones are in critical positions and approach them proactively and say, hey, look, we see you as a key player. We want to develop you into this next role. Let's start having a dialogue about how we can make sure that you're ultimately going to get to where you want to be. So it's solving a retention problem as well, but also helping me as a CTO or a CEO of a company ensure that they have the right talent and staff to grow the company as time goes on. So again, another kind of key innovation area for us. And then finally, one that we're really starting to invest in is around fit and looking at the process from beginning to end. Even from the first day you interview somebody to hiring them and onboarding them, making sure that you're hiring people that are aligned with your corporate culture, your values, your mission, but also that they have the right competencies in order to be successful as it fits, as it relates to those plans that I was talking about earlier, succession planning and development, that sort of thing. So those are kind of 3 main disruptive innovation areas that we're investing in, where we have product that's ahead of the market and even in some cases products that we're working on right now that will be coming out soon.